Hello everybody and welcome to week 12 of the 2017 NFL season. I'm your host Cody P. And let's get going into it. Last week, again, I went 11-3. Making that the second week in a row that I've gone 11-3 in predictions. Last week's games, you expected the same thing for the most part. Rams Vikings, I took a gamble. I trusted Jared Goff more than Case Keenum. Because, yeah, that's what it came down for me in the end. But then, I guess I didn't realize that the Vikings defense is the Vikings defense. I mean, come on. Every single player on that team could legitimately be a Pro Bowler. Like, that's a good defense. And they're very underestimated. Other one, freaking Cardinals-Texans, that was a toss-up. Come on. Two teams with crappy quarterbacks, and just everything just did not go the right way for them. And then the third game being the Chiefs and Giants. But who saw the Giants beating the Chiefs? I mean, if you made your predictions at the start of the year, maybe. But as of now, no, you did not make that selection. But anywho, we were proven wrong. And that's that. Let's get into the games, shall we? Alright, the first game I'm going to talk about is going to be one of the Thanksgiving specials. I believe the first game, when the Vikings head to Detroit. Now, Lions, they've had the Vikings number for the better part of the last couple of times they've played. And Detroit's been really good at home, and Detroit's still trying to, like, hey, we're a good team. They don't get talked about as much, because you got Philly, Minnesota, New Orleans, and the Rams doing really good. People want the Falcons back, and Seattle is up and down, Green Bay's up and down. Carolina is coming back to their 2015 form, quote-unquote. But the Lions have not been talked about yet. And they're quietly going along the line. They're 6-4 right now. They're right now tied with Atlanta and Seattle, 6-4 for the 6th wild card. But since Atlanta beat Detroit earlier in the year, questionable call, maybe. But since that already happened, Atlanta has that advantage. I saw something that made me interested. Right now there's Detroit, Seattle, Green Bay, and Dallas all right now. Neck and neck right now. 5-5 and 6-4. Going for that 6 spot for Atlanta. Four of Atlanta's 6 wins have been against those 4 teams. Dallas, Green Bay, Seattle, Detroit. So, that's that. Anywho, but this game, we're talking Detroit and Minnesota. Minnesota has been really, this season, and Case Keenum has been a lot better quarterback than we all suspected he would be. Now, of course, it helps you when you have Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen, who does not get enough love. I'm glad he's finally getting some love this year. Dude's a beast. And right now, I guess he's ranked number 5 out of all the receivers for the Pro Bowl. Which is really good. There's a lot of good big-name receivers out there. And, of course, A.B., Julio, DeAndre Hopkins, and I don't remember the 4th one. But the 5th, but then Adam Thielen's 5th. And wow. A lot of things on my mind, but it's in Detroit. It's a Thanksgiving game. Detroit usually does really well at Thanksgiving. It's just because it's them, and Detroit always has to have a game during Thanksgiving because that's how the NFL decided it. I don't know. I don't make the rules here. But in my opinion, that's going to be the best Thanksgiving game you're going to get. Not sold on Dallas and the Chargers. I keep wanting to say San Diego, and then the Giants. No. Washington's a very underrated team. Don't sleep on Washington. If they can win out, which I believe they could easily, could be also fighting for that 6th seed. Anywho, in Detroit, I think Minnesota's favorite actually though, because they've been doing significantly better than Detroit. And that Minnesota defense. Whew. And now the Vikings, because last time they faced off, a lot of people relied on Dalvin Cook, because he was the main guy. He goes down. Case Keenum was Case Keenum-ish at the beginning of the year, so to speak. And so you couldn't really tell what they wanted. But we're here now. It's going to be a good game. I believe it. Believe me, it will be. Second game we're going to look at, some QB controversy games in this one. When Buffalo heads to Kansas City in Missouri. Not Kansas. Casey actually just recently signed Darrelle Revis. I don't know if that's going to help him or not. Darrelle Revis is not the Darrelle Revis we all knew and loved growing up. Or been around. Whatever. Dude probably should have retired. But I mean, hey, you want to keep playing football? You keep playing football. Go ape on him. But Buffalo, they're going back to Tyrod Taylor. Which they shouldn't have benched him in the first place. But I mean, hey, y'all want to test the field? Go test the field. If anything, that tells me that they don't want to go with Tyrod. They don't like him, which Buffalo is being really dumb. Unless they can somehow freaking trade or draft a QB that's worth it, then they better stick with Tyrod. And Nathan Peterman was not ready. Respect to the kid, but he's not ready. And he should not be in the rest of the year, personally, my opinion. But, oh well. They're going back to Tyrod. KC, after going 5-0, have been 1-4 in the last 5 games. People are speculating that they should start Patrick Mahomes. They are a first-round draft pick. I think they're still going to stick with Alex Smith, but Alex Smith may or may not be out by the end of the year. We shall see. It will be in Kansas City. A lot of people want to go with Buffalo, especially since KC lost to the flippin' Giants, for crying out loud. A 1-win Giants team. And I don't know who it was in our Progs group, but someone said, of course, the Giants win the 2 games where they're double-digit dogs, and which is kind of funny. Kind of funny to me. But that's how it is, and that's how it be. So, keep an eye out for that game. It could easily be low-scoring. It could easily be high-scoring. I don't know. I don't trust these teams. They started out hot, and now they both look like crap. At least Casey's in a crappy enough division that they actually might be able to win their division with a lower record than speculated. Alright, third final game. Should be a good one. Headliner, big name. When the Saints head to the Coliseum to face the Rams. Rams, I guess, got hit in the face a little too hard, or brick, or whatever analogy. I can't come up with the analogy. They woke up. Vikings kind of just stopped in the tracks. And even when they had stuff going, they were getting stopped short. Vikings defense made some good plays. Kept them out of the end zone. Freaking bad day for them. But now, they gotta wake up a little bit, because now they got the Saints coming to the Coliseum. Now, you usually want to favor the home team, because, you know, they're the home team. Saints defense has been a little shaky lately. Kirk Cousins did go ape on them last week. And, I mean, Kirk Cousins is a more formidable QB, don't get me wrong. But he's one of the Redskins are supposed to be one of the lesser teams. But I don't know. I think they're a better team. Not a point here. Nola has been on the 8-game win streak. Large thanks to the running back combination and a defense that has been improving lately. But they took a couple steps back again with the Redskins game, but they're still there. And Drew Brees is reminding everyone, hey, this is not just about our running backs and our defense. I'm still here, remember? Hello? Because after the Bills game, where it was all running, people need to be reminded, hey, Drew Brees, boy ain't no joke. And look for him to be a real threat if and when the Saints get into the playoffs. Saints are not locked yet. They could easily lose 1 or 2 games. Carolina is only 1 game behind them, and the Falcons are 2 games behind them. So keep an eye out for them. With how tight everything is, you lose 1 or 2 games that you should win, you're outie. I think Philadelphia, though, for their sake, have locked their thing out. I think Philadelphia right now, for the NFC, is the only locked team in right now. Every other team, you can't. You don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But that's that. And the Rams, they're still a high-powered offense, and now the Saints defense, yes, since it's now lacking a little bit, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, and the crew may be able to get back into work. I'm expecting this one to be a high score. I'm expecting a shootout in this one. 30-plus points by each team. That's what I'm going to expect. That's usually a high request nowadays, but I mean, we shall see. Good defense is good defense. Alright, those are the 3 games. I slide over here, let the picks roll up. Let me talk a little bit. I'm going to go with Minnesota, even though it's in Detroit, and Detroit usually go to Thanksgiving. Minnesota has looked a lot better, and you can't blame. They look really good right now. This game had me on edge, but I'm taking Cowboys. They're at home. I don't trust the Chargers. I don't care what you say. I don't trust them. Washington, obviously. And then you got a couple of basic games. Cincy will win. KC will win because KC's a better team than Buffalo. Tennessee, New England. Jags, Panthers. These are easy win games for these people. Philly should have a field day. Atlanta should have a field day. Seattle, we'll see. Seattle's a better offensive team. So San Fran will probably struggle in this game. Oakland, I'm going to take them because they're on home. They're at the home team. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver win. Denver is starting Paxton Lynch. So maybe he will make things better, worse, I don't know. I feel like Trevor Siemian's getting a bad rep because he had 2 bad games. So he got benched. But they kept Osweiler in for, 3 games I think he played, 2 or 3 games he played. And now he turned into Paxton Lynch. If Paxton Lynch has a bad game, I don't know. You gotta feel bad for the defense. They try really hard. And they get nothing now because of crappy QB play. You almost want to have that 50-year-old Peyton Manning back. Almost. Anywho. Steelers gonna win. They really should have flexed that game out for the Saints-Rams game. They really should. But the NFL's like, nah, it was a Super Bowl rematch. It'll be fine. It's the Packers. Everyone loves the Packers. Apparently no one saw last week. And then the Ravens. They're at home. It's Monday night. It's Tom Savage. Respect the guy, but defense. Ravens defense. We'll take care of it. Anywho, that's a wrap on that. Fantasy-wise, I won both games again in a significant blowout to both teams. So I'm still technically alive in the playoff race, although technically for the Prize League I don't think I am. But anything is possible these days. Anything is possible. But for the guys league, for us guys, I'm a game behind Nathan and Shawanda after beating Shawanda. 2 games behind Christy and 3 behind Micah because Nathan had to beat Micah. Of course he did. Because nothing's ever given to you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Alright, as far as Super Bowl predictions, someone brought up a good point. Philly, they don't really... I mean, the win's a win, but do you really trust them when you need them to come through the most? Because it seems like a lot of their wins as of late have been a blowout-ish type of win. And after seeing what Drew Brees did against the Redskins, it's really hard not to vote against him. So, I like Brees right now. I think they take the Saints right now. But that doesn't mean I don't think Philly will do it. I just mean Brees is trying to give everyone a wake-up. Like, hey, we're going to win. We haven't won forever, but we're here. As for the AFC, I'm going to stick with Pittsburgh. New England's probably going to take it anyway, just to annoy everyone. But I'm going to stick with Pittsburgh. So Nola and Pittsburgh in Minnesota. As of now. Probably going to change next week. We shall see. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all want to say goodbye to the dog? Chauncey! Chauncey! Say goodbye to everyone. Bye.